राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे, जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा, जय जय लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा, जय गौरानीताय गौरानीताय गौरानीताय, जय जय गौरानीताय, निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने, नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने, श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दैताय कृपाब्धे कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुरी जल प्रेमाय श्री रूपानुगभक्तिधर श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्ते दीनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्धाप सिद्धांत पान्तहारिणे। नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्लम्बर सांबोधे पादाय नमः। नमोदाय सच्चिदानंदनामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते, गौराविर्भाव भूमि निर्देष्टा सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यां नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त ऋषि राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतोपंगो मम मंदे मतेर्गति मत्सर्वसपदां भूषु श्री राधा मदन मोहनौ दिव्यवृन्दारण्यं कल्पाद्रुमाधः श्रीमद्रत्नाकर सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद्राधा शीलगोविन्ददेवो प्रेष्ठालिविसेवमानस्मरामि। श्रीमान् राससारं देवं श्रीवटतलस्थितः कर्षन् वेणुस्वनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथ श्रीस्तुनः तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीनाथे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Welcome back. Holiday time is over. 1 week was holiday. Hope you all studied. I don't know, it was holiday for me, but I think you also must have taken holiday, right? Did you do some revision or not? 7th and 8th chapter. How many of you did revision? Just raise your hands. How many of you really revised what we studied? Or just took holiday? The teacher has taken holiday, so students also holidays. How many of you revised? None of you. Oh, wonderful. So you say, yes, Mahajano Yenagata Sapantaha. Actually, you should follow Mahajanas, not follow me. So if you follow me, this will be the result. I'll also take holiday, you'll also take holiday. But Mahajanas, they never take holiday. They're always in the preaching task. 1 minute, I'm just fixing up. This mobile is shaking. Okay. So we are now in the. I just watched videos again. There is revision. Very good, wonderful. Some problem in this fixing of the mobile. Okay. So 9th chapter is a very important chapter. This chapter's name is Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. The most confidential knowledge, Krishna says. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya. Why it's called Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya? All these things will be discussing. So let us see the first verse. The most confidential knowledge, Krishna says. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Idam Tute Guhyatamam Pravakshamyanasuyave Jnanam Vikyana Sahitam Yajgyatva Mokshase Shubhat Idam Tute Guhyatamam Pravakshamyanasuyave Jnanam Vikyana Sahitam Yajgyatva Mokshase Shubhat. Okay. Kanchan Mataji and Hansrupi Prabhuji will read the verse.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshyamaya nisuyave jnanam vijnanam sahitam yajgyatva mokshate subhat.
Hansrupi Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshamena suyave jnanam vijnanam sahitam yagyatva mokshase shubhat.
Now Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Krishna is saying, Idam Tute, Idam. Now, this knowledge which I am going to give, Krishna says, this is Guhyatamam. There is something known as Guhya, Guhyatara, Guhyatamam. Last time also we saw this. Taratamam. Like this we had seen. Guhya, Guhyatara, Guhyatamam. Now, Guhya Jnana is the knowledge which Krishna has given in the 2nd chapter. Guhya. Guhya means confidential knowledge. Oh, I am not the body, I am soul. It's a secret, isn't it? Who are you? Then immediately the answer is, oh, I am not the body, I am soul. So this is Guhya Jnana. Guhya Tara. Tara means little above that is understanding that matter and soul belongs to Lord, and Lord has all the opulence and Aishwarya. So Krishna gives this knowledge in 7th chapter. Krishna says, this matter, okay, I'm not the body, I'm soul, you have understood, very good, but this body belongs to whom? Krishna says, Bhuvira Ponalo Vayu, Karmano Buddhi Devacha, Ankariti Amme Vinna Prakutirashtada. This matter belongs to me, Krishna says. Then Krishna says, above this, Apareyamitastvanyam, Prakritim Viddhi Me Param, Jiva Bhutta Mahabahu, Yedam Jharite Jagat. Re Jivas, you also belong to me, Krishna says. So this is Guhyatara. Okay, I'm not the body, I'm soul, wonderful. But this body and the soul belongs to Krishna. That is Aishwarya of Krishna. That is Guhyatara. Okay. Then what is Guhyatamam? Bhakti is Guhyatamam. Which knowledge is Guhyatamam? Bhakti. So I've understood I'm not the body, I'm soul. I also understood this property belongs to Krishna. The Jiva also belongs to Krishna. Matter also belongs to Krishna. Then how to utilize this matter in Krishna's service? That is known as Bhakti. How to understand our connection to Krishna? That is Bhakti. Bhakti means love. Simple. What is the meaning of Bhakti? The loving service to Krishna is known as Bhakti. Love to Krishna is Bhakti. Naturally, if you love somebody, you're going to serve him. If you're serving someone, naturally you're loving that person. That is why you're serving that person. So this Jnanam, Idam, I am going to give this Jnanam, Krishna says. Idam tute guhyatamam pravakshyamyana suyave. Why am I giving this knowledge to you? Because you don't have enviousness, Krishna says. You don't have enviousness. That is why I am giving this knowledge to you. So somebody may have enviousness, but Krishna says you don't have that. And then Krishna says, this is not just Jnanam, this is Vijnanam also. Jnanam is okay. I'm not the body, I'm soul. That is Jnanam. But then I'm not the body, I'm soul. This property belongs to Krishna. Jiva also belongs to Krishna. The owner of this both is Krishna. That is okay. But Vijnana, application of this knowledge, that is Bhakti. So Vijnana is Bhakti. So I am going to teach this knowledge to you. Krishna very clearly says, Yaj Gyatva, after receiving this knowledge or after knowing this knowledge of Bhakti. So Bhakti is also knowledge. Sometimes we think, oh, we are not in Jnana Marga. We are. Bhakti is also Jnana only. Actually, Bhakti is more than Jnana. That is Vijnana. Some of the words, actually, we feel that this is all, it's not required. Like when the word comes Narayana, immediately the devotees say, no, we are not Narayana followers. We are Krishna, Goloka. Vaikuntha. The moment we hear Vaikuntha, we think, oh, we are not of Vaikuntha. We want to go to Golok Dham. Are Vaikuntha means where there is no Kuntha, there is Vaikuntha. We are very skeptical about certain things. Narayana, Vaikuntha, Jnanam. Without really understanding the words, we become very skeptical about all these things. But Jnana, Bhakti is actually Jnana. Lord is known by Bhakti, isliye Bhakti is Jnana. Very clearly, Baladev Vidyabhushan writes in his commentary, Lord is known by Bhakti only. Where Vedanta, what is the meaning of Vedanta? Where the logic's end Bhakti begins. And Lord is known by Bhakti, that is why Bhakti is Jnana. Simple. So we should not be very skeptical about all these words. We should be very, very practical. Yes, Bhakti is Jnana, knowledge. Even Bhakti is knowledge. It is not illusion, it is knowledge. And after attaining this knowledge, Krishna says, Moksha se Shubha. The person becomes free from Ashubhat. Moksha se Ashubhat. Actually, that is not just Shubhat, it's Ashubhat. Moksha se Ashubhat. So all these miseries are Ashubha. Ashubha means they are not auspicious. So we become free from all inauspicious things. Idam tute guhyatamam. I'm going to give the topmost of all the knowledge. Pravakshyami anasuyave, because you are free from all the, you don't have any enviousness towards me. That is why I'm going to give this knowledge towards. That is why those who are non-envious only can get bhakti. If somebody has some inclination towards Devi Devatas and is envious towards Krishna, then they will never attain bhakti. Bhakti is simple love for Krishna. If somebody tries to prove impersonal Brahman is the superior, is supermost, they will never attain bhakti. Because Lord is never impersonal. Lord is personal. Lord says, Jnanam Vijnanam Sahitam. This knowledge, which is accompanied by Vijnana, that means practical application, is not just Jnanam, it is Vijnanam also. Practical application is there. After attaining this, one becomes free from all inauspicious material things. Okay? Aneja Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. Purport: as a devotee hears more and more about the Supreme Lord, he becomes enlightened. This hearing process is recommended in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The messages of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are full of potencies, and these potencies can be realized if topics regarding the Supreme Godhead are discussed amongst devotees. This cannot be achieved by the association of mental speculators or academic scholars for it is realized knowledge. The devotees are constantly engaged in the Supreme Lord's service. The Lord understands the mentality and sincerity of a particular living entity who is engaged in Krishna consciousness and gives him the intelligence to understand the science of Krishna in the association of devotees. Discussion of Krishna is very potent, and if a fortunate person has such association and tries to assimilate the knowledge, then he will surely make advancement towards spiritual realization. Lord Krishna, in order to encourage Arjuna to higher and higher elevation in his potent service, describes in this 9th chapter matters are more confidential than any he has already disclosed. The very beginning of Bhagavad Gita, the first chapter, is more or less an introduction of the rest of the book. And in the 2nd and 3rd chapters, the spiritual knowledge described is called confidential. Topics discussed in the 7th and 8th chapters are specifically related to devotional service, and because they bring enlightenment in Krishna consciousness, they are called more confidential. But the matters which are described in the 9th chapter deal with unalloyed pure devotion. Therefore, this is called the most confidential. One who is situated in the most confidential knowledge of Krishna is naturally transcendental. He therefore has no material pangs, although he is in the material world. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is said that although one who has a sincere desire to render loving service to the Supreme Lord is situated in the conditional state of material existence, he is to be considered liberated. Similarly, we shall find in the Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter that anyone who is engaged in that way is a liberated person. Now, this first verse has specific significance. The word idam jnanam, this knowledge, refers to pure devotional service, which consists of 9 different activities: hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, praying, obeying, maintaining friendship, and surrendering everything. By the practice of these 9 elements of devotional service, one is elevated to spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness. When one's heart is thus cleared of material contamination, one can understand this science of Krishna. Simply to understand that a living entity is not material is not sufficient. That may be the beginning of spiritual realization, but one should recognize the difference between activities of the body and the spiritual activities of one who understands that he is not the body. In the 7th chapter, we have already discussed the opulent potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his different energies, the inferior and superior natures, and all this material manifestation. Now in chapter 9, the glories of the Lord will be delineated. The Sanskrit word Annasuyave in this verse is also very significant. Generally, the commentators, even if they are highly scholarly, are all envious of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even the most erudite scholars write on Bhagavad Gita very inaccurately. Because they are envious of Krishna, their commentaries are useless. The commentaries given by devotees of the Lord are bona fide. No one can explain Bhagavad Gita or give perfect knowledge of Krishna if he is envious. One who criticizes the character of Krishna without knowing him is a fool. So, such commentaries should be very carefully avoided. For one who understands that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the pure and transcendental personality, these chapters will be very beneficial. Hare Krishna.
So here in the purpose, Srila Prabhupada says, just by rendering devotional service, he is liberated even in this material existence. You have done 5th chapter, right? Just open 5th chapter, 11th verse. Open 5th chapter, 11th verse, purport. Where Srila Prabhupada gives the quotation from Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Iha yasya haredasye karmana manasa gira nikhilashapi avasthasu jivan muktas uchyate. within this lifetime itself. You don't have to wait till death. Death is not the solution for liberation. Within this lifetime itself, iha means in this lifetime itself. Iha yasya harer dasya, become Haridas. Karmana manasaha gira. Mind gira, karmana, with your activities, within your mind, and gira means with your bodily activities. Just serve Krishna. Always be Krishna conscious. Savai mana Krishna padarvindayoho. Ambarish Maharaj says, let me always place Krishna within the mind. Let me always think about him. So within this lifetime itself, person is Jivan Muktasa Uchyate, in this lifetime itself. So moksha se shubhat, ashubhat. When you say moksha se ashubhat, within this lifetime itself, if a person understands this guhyatamam jnanam and puts it in practice vijnanam, he is free from all inauspicious activities. And Krishna says, you don't have any enviousness because you like when I praise myself. Generally, when a person praises himself, somebody can criticize, hey Krishna, how much you are praising yourself. All the time you are saying, I, but you like to hear my praises. When a person likes to hear others' praises, somebody is praising himself. In the mind, other person may think, how much is he praising himself? But you are not thinking like that. That is why you don't have any enviousness towards me. You like when I praise myself. And because you are non-envious, I am giving this knowledge to you. And how is this knowledge? Now Krishna is describing this knowledge. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Midamuttamam Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Abhyayam. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Midamuttamam Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Abhyayam. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Abhyayam. Okay. Daya Sagar Prabhu, Anupama Mataji. Both of you read.
Rajavidya Rajakuyam Pavitrantam Uttamam Pratyakshavagam Dharmyam Susukham Kartamavayam.
Rajavidya Rajagupam Pavitramita Muddatamam Pratyakshavagamam Dharmayam Sukham Kartum Vyayam.
Kartum Abhyayam. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam. Abhyayam. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam. Pavitram.
Rajavidya
Who is talking there?
Rajaguhyam.
Who is talking?
Yeah, we are
Your some disturbances then. Okay, read. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam. So Rajavidya, this is the king of all the knowledge. Mute your phone, Anupama, a lot of disturbances there. This is the king of all knowledge, Krishna says. This is the king. Because this knowledge gives the real identification of the soul in connection to Krishna. Even by understanding I'm not the body, I'm soul, that is not enough. Even by knowing the distinct difference between God, matter, and spirit, still the constitutional position of the soul is not understood. But bhakti, this vidya, teaches us the constitutional position of the soul. That is why this is king of all the knowledge. That is also vidya only. I'm not the body, I is also vidya. This is also vidya, understanding the distinction between matter, soul, and and the control of matter and soul. But this Vidya is king of all the knowledge because it makes us understand the relationship of the Jivatma with Krishna, the constitutional position of the Jivatma with Krishna. And this is the topmost of all the secret. Rajaguhyam. It is the topmost of all the secret. So it is said, the king has a treasure. And that treasure he lets, and that only he is a king. Then only he is called a king. He cannot be called a king if he is not distributing his treasure to others. If he is just thinking about himself and keep that is why bhakti develops when you give the bhakti to others. Bhakti cannot be just kept to oneself. Bhakti has to be distributed. Bhakti is prasadam. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rasya upajayate. It is mercy of Krishna. So naturally, the mercy should be distributed to others. Like when you go to Tirupati, people expect, hey, did you bring Tirupati laddu? Hey, you went to Jagannath Puri, did you bring khaja? Is there any khaja? Kha liya pura. Hey, why? Little bit at least you should have given to me. Prasadam is meant for distribution. In the same way, bhakti, lata bija, or bhakti is also meant for distribution. The more you distribute, you become a king. That means you become the knower or the possessor of this treasure. So it is called Rajavidya Rajaguhyam. And this is given to a most compassionate person. And the compassionate person is one who likes to give it to others. Srila Prabhupada is so compassionate. That is why he did not think about his own difficulties. He went and gave to everyone. I have told about Ramanujacharya's giving Om Namo Narayana to others. I have told the story. I have told the story. No?
Yes, yes.
Huh?
Yes, yes.
No, others
You are-
in this class. In this class, did I tell the story about how Ramanujacharya gave Om Namo Narayana to others? Okay.
Yes, he was,
So
he was
Ramanujacharya,
actually,
okay, you must have heard many times. But others in this class I have not.
no, in this class only you told, because
Okay, let me repeat. So Ramanujacharya went to Goshti Purna 16 times. He was rejected. I think I have told this. And 16 times he was rejected just because the question was, who is there? And every time the answer was, I, Ramanujacharya. Then from behind the voice comes, come when I am dead. Then something revealed. He went to the Lord and asked, what is that? Then who is going to open the door? Then when the Lord revealed, he says, very good. So he says, I, the Lord's servant, has come. So that is the real identification. Immediately, Goshti Purna gives the mantra, Om Namo Narayana, Ashtakshara mantra, Om Namo Narayana, here. Om Namo Narayana. So then he told, but not to give to others. If you give to others, you will go to hell. If you don't give, you will go to Vaikuntha. That was so nice, I can go to Vaikuntha. But if I give to others, only one person will go to hell, but many will go to Vaikuntha. Immediately climbed the top of the temple and called everybody and told, I'm going to give you a Shtakshara mantra. That is compassion. Never thought about himself. Goshti Purna called, he was very angry. Goshti Purna said, what is this? I told you, I warned you. He said, you can punish me. I'm ready to go to hell. Goshti Purna immediately fell down at the feet of Ramanujacharya. He said, this is the compassion. So Rajavidya Rajaguhyam, by this Raja word has come the king or the one who has a broader heart, a compassionate heart. Only he gets this Guhya Jnana. That means the one who gets this Guhya Jnana is supposed to give this Jnana to others because this is Pavitram. Idam. Idam means this is Pavitram. Idam, Pavitram also, Uttamam also. It is not just, it is not a knowledge of this material world, Uttamam, transcendental. Pratyaksha. One can understand this knowledge by direct experience. Pratyaksha. And this is the principle of the religion. What is the principle of religion? Two principles. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Satatam Vishnu, smartavya nijapajit. Smartavya. Always remember, never forget. How it can happen? Only by service. Always remember. Even by sleeping, mummy remembers, mother remembers. अरे बच्चे को डब्बे में क्या डाल के देना है? And then what she does in the morning? She cooks for the child. She cooks for the child. She's not forgetting the child. Even if she's sending the child to the school, she's only remembering the child. Oh, the child must have eaten the dabba or not. So this is always remember Krishna. While chanting, you're remembering. Never forget Krishna. By serving, you're also remembering. You're not forgetting him. So this is dharmyam. This is a principle of religion. So sukham. In this way, this makes a person experience a real bliss. This happy word, very happy, that really refers to bliss. Because happiness and distress are two types or two dualities in this material world. This happiness, very happy, refers to susukham, refers to bliss. Kartamapyam. Whoever executes this Rajavidya Rajaguhyam, whoever executes this knowledge, he experiences avyayam. Avyayam means everlasting. This never falls. This never falls down. It is an everlasting, joyful experience. Okay. Mandana Mataji, please read the purport.
Hare Krishna. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. Purport. This chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called the king of education because it is the essence of all doctrines and philosophies explained before. Among the principal philosophers in India are Gautam, Kannada, Kapila, Yajna, Valkya, Sandhya, and Vaishnava Varna. And finally, there is Vasudeva, the author of Vedanta Sutra. So there is no drift of knowledge in the field of philosophy or transcendental knowledge. Now the Lord says that this 9th chapter is the king of all such knowledge, the essence of all knowledge that can be derived from the study of Vedas, and different kinds of philosophy. It is most confidential because confident or transcendental knowledge involves understanding the difference between the soul and the body. And the king of all confidential knowledge accumulates in devotional service. Generally, people are not educated in this confidential knowledge. They are educated in external knowledge. As far as ordinary education is concerned, people are involved with so many departments: politics, sociology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, astrology, astronomy, engineering, etc. There are so many departments of knowledge all over the world and many huge universities, but there is unfortunately no university or educational institution where the science of the spirit soul is instructed. Yet the soul is the most important part of the body. Without the presence of the soul, the body has no value. Still, people are placing great stress on the bodily necessities of life, not caring for the vital soul. The Bhagavad Gita, especially from the 2nd chapter onwards, stresses the importance of the soul. In the very beginning, the Lord says that this body is perishable and that soul is not perishable. Anantvanta ime deha nityas shayoktaha sirahiniya. That is a confidential part of knowledge. Simply knowing that the spirit soul is different from this body and that its nature is immutable, indestructible, and eternal. but that gives no positive information about the soul. Sometimes people are under the impression that the soul is different from the body, and that when the body is finished or one is liberated from the body, the soul remains in a void and becomes impersonal. But actually, that is not the fact. How can the soul, which is so active within this body, be inactive after being liberated from the body? It is always active. If it is eternal, then it is eternally active. And its activities in the spiritual kingdom are the most confidential part of spiritual knowledge. These activities of the spirit soul are therefore indicated here as constituting the king of all knowledge, the most confidential part of all knowledge. This knowledge is the purest form of all activities, as explained in Vedic literature. In the Padam Puran, man's sinful activities has been analyzed and are shown to be the
We are
result.
saying this is not coming proper, Mataji.
Pardon me?
Okay, read. To stop for some time. Yeah.
Acha. This knowledge is the purest form of all activities, as explained in the Vedic literature. In the Padam Purana, man's sinful
Padma.
Padma Puran, men's sinful activities have been analyzed and are shown to be the result of sin after sin. Those who are engaged in fruitive activities are entangled in different stages and forms of sinful reaction. For instance, when the seed of a particular tree is sown, the tree does not appear immediately to grow. It takes some time. It is first a small sprouting plant, then it assumes the form of a tree, then it flowers and bears fruit, and when it is complete, the flower and fruits are enjoyed by persons who have sown the seed of the tree. Similarly, a man performs a sinful act, and like a seed, it takes time to fructify. There are different stages. The sinful action may have already stopped within the individual, but the result of the fruit of that sinful action are still to be enjoyed. There are sin which are still in the form of seed, and there are others which are already fructified and are giving us fruit, which we are enjoying as distress and pain.
Okay, till here we'll read, and the further I'm going to explain that you can read later. Because here Pavitram word has come. Pavitra means completely pure, free from all the sins. So, what are the levels of sin that has been spoken in Padma Purana? Says, Aprarabdham phalam papam, kutam bijam phalonmukham, kramenaiva praliyetah, Vishnu bhakti tatatmanam. There are 4 stages of sins. Aprarabdham, then you have kutam, bijam, and prarabdham. What is aprarabdham? Which is going to come in future, yet it is not fructified. It's going to come in future. So naturally, whatever activities you do, you are going to face the sinful reactions, right? Then you have bijam. Sometimes you sing, Bacche man ke sache, you sing this song. No. Everybody is born with a seed of sin. Then there is an environment given, kutam, an environment given to grow that seed. Some may have the seed of papas, sins. Some may have seed of pious activities also. That is also considered as vikarma. We have sakarma, vikarma, akarma. Now we are talking about 2 things, sakarma and vikarma. So sakarma means acting according to the Vedic injunctions and getting some good results. Even that seed is also there. That seed is also there. So inclination to perform pious activities is also there. So now that type of environment a person will get. It is known as kutam. Then his inclination to perform more pious activities grows. But ultimately that is also going to bind us in this material world. Then there is something known as vikarma. He has done a lot of impious activities which is not recommended in the Vedas. Now he is also getting such type of environment to grow such type of seed. Now, where is this bhakti coming in picture? Let us see. And then there is something known as prarabdham. Prarabdham means is already born, maybe in a degraded family, or maybe he is born with some disease, or he is born and in some time he has got he has got many criminal cases, you can say. He is born in a deformed body. That is all prarabdham. He's already got it. He's already got it. He's born in a low caste family. He's already got that reactions. Now, where is bhakti coming in picture? Because pavitram means he's already free from all these things. Now, a person has got a bija, seed. But somehow, by some sukruti, he came in contact with a devotee. So what happened? This bija, which has to get such type of environment, but now because of Krishna's mercy, he has got bhakti as an environment. So this bija is completely destroyed. So naturally, what is going to come in future, aprarabdha karma, that can be completely nullified by devotion. Then what about prarabdha? He's born in a Lukas family. Even though there is a prarabdha, he has to face prarabdha. It is not that by bhakti he will not be facing. He has got some disease. That is prarabdha. It's not just while he is born. No. Even in due course of our life, when we get some disease, that is prarabdha. We have to get it. But a devotee is not affected by prarabdha karmas. Even though he has got a disease, he is very sick, he will always utilize that moment in Krishna's service. Like many of the devotees in last 2 years, faced many difficulties, right? So many problems, this problem, that problem, COVID problems. But you see, devotees were not affected even though they were affected physically. But their consciousness was not affected. Some lost their family members, but still they are doing devotional service. The devotional service is not stopped. That means bhakti, because of bhakti, prarabdha karmas are not affecting the devotees. And at the later stage or highest stage, a self-realized devotee can even completely vanquish prarabdha karmas also. Like Srila Prabhupada went to West, he did not meet a Brahmana there. He did not meet even Shudras there. He met Mlechas, who are not even coming in the 4 categories. Just imagine, they don't come in the 4 categories also. But because of Prabhupada's mercy, they became Brahmanas. I heard one of the story. A Catholic used to come every day, fully drunk. And when the put is to be open, everybody used to pay dandavati. This person also used to fall down. So then everybody went and complained. The brahmacharis and all over there, Prabhupada is smelling so much. Prabhupada said he's doing pure devotional service. It's only Prabhupada who could see this. I used to be drunk, but he used to fall like a rod. Prabhupada said he's doing dandavat pranam. And because of the compassion of an acharya, just see, after 4-5 months, they found this person in the altar doing the worship of Lord. That is Prabhupada's mercy. So just see, prarabdha karma was, he was born in Blecha, that means he should do all type of nonsensical activities, but because of Acharya's mercy, bhakti, even the prarabdha karmas can be completely destroyed. That is why this word pavitram is very important. So 4 stages, aprarabdham, bijam, putam, prarabdham. All the 4 can be destroyed if a person gets anugraha of devotee, mercy of devotee. That is why one should always hanker to get blessed or get the mercy of the pure devotees. Hanker to do the service. That is why Raja Vidya, this knowledge of bhakti. Bhakti means devotional service. It is not just devotion. It is not just service. It is devotional service. Service in love for Lord. So that has been given. And then Srila Prabhupada speaks about how this Vidya is very Guhya Jnana. Like when we say, oh, Maha Prasad. What is the meaning of Maha Prasad? After Krishna eats, Guru has eaten, and then you are taking that prasad. Then how is it that a person gets transformed? For an outsider, it is only idli, na? Kya bhai, tu idli to kha raha hai. Arey, no, it is Maha Prasad. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, how is it that your khichadis and whatever cooked in the temple tastes so wonderful? Prabhupada said, we put one special masala. Sir, is it? Which masala? And that is Uchishta of Lord. So this an outsider can never understand. That is why bhakti begins where logic ends. And that too, after Krishna eats, the spiritual master eats. And then you take that, and somebody says, hey, kya jhuta kha raha hai? You're taking something which is eaten, which is eaten by somebody else. No, it is not jhuta. Devotees hanker. They stand in queue to get Maha Prasad. Maha hai in this way. And here Srila Prabhupada gives an example of Narad Muni in his previous life. His mother was a maid servant in the hermitage of the sadhus. There she used to serve the sadhus and she used to take Maha Prasad. She used to give her son also Maha Prasad. Just by taking that, you see, Narad Muni says that I am born. I got the darshan of Lord and again I am born to serve Krishna. So that is the transformation which happens just by taking the Uchishta of devotees. So here again, Srila Prabhupada gives example of 4 Kumaras. When they visited Vaikuntha. At the time they get the fragrance of the tulasi of Vishnu. And that brought transformation in their hearts. Let's see. So this is a very, very, very special thing. And this is a Guhya Jnana. Very Guhya Jnana. It so happened once Guru told to Shishya. Shishya told to Guru, oh Guru, give me the most confidential mantra. Okay. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So he was very happy. He got the most confidential mantra. So dancing and chanting, he walked in the streets. There he saw one cycle wala chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. How is it? My Guru, I told my Guru to give me the most confidential mantra. This cycle wala is also chanting. Then he walked a little more ahead. There he saw one dhobi wala, the one who washes the clothes, washerman. He is also chanting the same mantra. Then he walked a little more further. There was one girl who was taking the cow dung and making into shapes and putting gobarwali. She is also chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now I was really upset. Even the gobarwali knows, cycle wala knows, everybody knows, and this Guru has really fooled me. I went and told to Guru, see, I actually thought that you are my Guru, but you really fooled me. And Guru did not argue anything. He said, do one thing. Take this touchstone. You know the touchstone, Parasmani. Touchstone. By touching that, even the iron becomes gold. Touchstone. Go and show it to everyone. So he took the touchstone. He showed to cycle wala. Then the cycle wala told, oh, so nice stone. Huh? Actually, by everyday cycling, my legs have got cracked. I will use it for removing those cracks. He said, hey, you don't know this? Then he went further. He showed to Dhobi wala. He said that my brush is not working properly. I will use it as a brush. Then this Gobarwari told, oh, I can make a nice mold out of it. And he told all three of you don't know the importance of this touchstone. Then he came to Guru and told, none of them knew the importance of this touchstone. He said, in the same way, it is not so easy to understand Hare Krishna Mahamantra, though it is an open secret, but it is revealed only by surrenderance. Though Bhagavad Gita is an open book, you say, what is so secret in this? Everything is so open. It is open, but it is an open secret, which only comes by discipline, succession, and that too by the mercy of our spiritual master. Okay, for that, what is the thing which we should have, or by which thing we can purchase this Guhya Jnanam? Anything we have to take, that means we should have a purchasing power, and that is Shraddha, faith. The more we have faith, the more we can obtain this knowledge. And if a person doesn't have faith, he can never get anything. Even in the material world also, if you have to go to a barber, you should have faith. He has a knife in the hand. He can cut your neck also. Even to go to a doctor also, you should have faith. He can give you poison also. But still, we go because we have faith. Everything works on the level of faith. Then even the transcendental knowledge also, we should have faith. But if a person is faithless, he can never get this knowledge. That is given in the 3rd verse. So whatever we have spoken now, it is there in the purport. So in the house, you will be reading, this is the homework for you. You will be reading the purport of 2nd verse. The 3rd verse. Ashadadhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartmani. Ashraddhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartmani. Okay, Nikhil and Jumur, Narayan and Jumur, please read.
अश्रद्धाना पुरुष धर्मस्यास्य परन्तप अप्राप्य मां निवर्तन्ते मृत्यु संसारवर्त्मनि.
Jumur. Okay, let's read. Neeraj Prabhu, can you read?
अश्रद्धानां पुरुषा धर्मस्यास्य परन्तप अप्राप्य मां निवर्तन्ते मृत्यु संसार वर्तमनि. निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मां निवर्तन्ते मृत्यु संसार वर्तमनि.
Ashraddhana Purusha. Oh, this person has no Shraddha, no faith. Dharmasyasya Parantapa. He has no faith. It is given in, this is the process of religion. That means this is the process to attain the Lord. But this person has no faith. Oh, Parantapa. Intentionally, Arjuna is addressed as Parantapa. So, remove this enemy. Now, Krishna says, I am teaching you. That means you should have faith in me. You should have faith in my instructions. So, kill this enemy which is known as Ashraddha. Now, just see when Krishna and Arjuna are addressed in different ways, it emphasizes that verse. Now, when Krishna told Arjuna to fight, many times Arjuna had doubts. This doubt is an enemy. Doubt towards our spiritual master is an enemy. So Krishna says, remove this doubt. Aprapya mam nivartanti. So who has no faith, that person can never attain Krishna. If a person has no faith in the process given by the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada has given minimum 16 rounds. Wake up early in the morning, chant, offer to Krishna, take prasadam. Very simple process. If a person has no faith in this simple process, he will never attain what? He will never attain bhakti. He will never attain Krishna. Aprapyan mam nivartante. So if he doesn't attain this, what will happen? Mrityu samsara vartmani. Again and again, he has to come in this birth and death cycle. Srila Prabhupada has given a very simple process. He has given our day schedule. Perform Mangalarti. This is going to bring Mangalya, auspiciousness in the life. Because Ashubhat means to remove all the inauspiciousness. Acharyas have given us a process. And that process has to be taken up very seriously. Prabhupada says, spend time in chanting, hearing, reading, perform your activities also. Prabhupada did not say, pack up your bag and go to the forest. No. Prabhupada says, do all the work for Krishna. And he has given us a by Srila Prabhupada. A nice process has been given. We just have to follow that. And if a person doesn't have that Shraddha, then he has to again come back in this material world. Okay. Vaishnav Kaur Prabhu, please read the purport.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me. O conqueror of enemies, therefore they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. Purpose. The faithless cannot accomplish this process of devotional service. That is the purport of this verse. Faith is created by association with devotees. Unfortunate people, even after hearing all the evidence of Vedic literature from great personalities, still have no faith in God.
Prabhuji, your voice is not clear, not audible. Clearly audible.
Clear. Speak loudly.
They are hesitant and cannot stay fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. Thus, faith is the most important factor for progress in Krishna consciousness. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that faith is the complete conviction that simply by serving the Supreme Lord, Shri Krishna, one can achieve all perfection. That is called real faith, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 4.31.14. Yatha taror mula nishechena prapyanti tat skanda bhujo upashakha prano yathendriyanam tathaiva sarva
Arhanam Achyuteja. It's a very important verse, which you can memorize also. Yatha taror mula nishechanena. Mula means root. Just water the root. Trupyanti tatskanda bhujopashaka. Everybody is happy. Tatskanda bhujopa, everything. Bhujopashaka. Shaka means the branches. In the same way, pranapahara chaitindriyanam. Just by giving food in the stomach, other all indriyas are also getting the strength. You don't have to keep food in the hands and legs. Just have to put in the stomach. In the same way, tathaiva sarva arhanam achyuteja. If you worship Krishna, you worship everyone. That has been given. Read from the second this. Now the development of the faith is the process of Krishna consciousness.
Now the development of that faith is the process of Krishna consciousness. There are three divisions of Krishna conscious men. In the third class are those who have no faith. Even if they are officially engaged in devotional service, they cannot achieve the highest perfection of faith. Most probably, they will fail after some time. They may become engaged, but because they haven't complete conviction and faith, it is very difficult for them to continue in Krishna consciousness. We have
Okay, here, one minute. There's a very important thing which Srila Prabhupada says. From here, I'll be reading. Your voice is not coming properly. The development of that faith is a process of Krishna consciousness. There are three divisions of Krishna conscious men. Who is a third class person? The third class person is, he is doing it, okay, he is officially engaged, but he is not having faith. That is how he will slip down from after some time. They may become engaged, but because they haven't complete faith, it is very difficult for them to continue in Krishna consciousness. Somebody's phone is Gaddi Prabhu. Keep your phone in mute. Everybody should check their phones. Okay. So in this way, because he's not having the complete conviction, he falls down. So here it is said, we have practical experience in discharging our missionary activity, that some people come and apply themselves to Krishna consciousness with some hidden motive. And as soon as they are economically a little well situated, they give up this process and take up their old ways again. It is only by faith that one can advance in Krishna consciousness. There's a song also. Shraddhavan jana hai, Shraddhavan jana hai. Shraddhavan means one who has faith can progress. As far as the development of faith is concerned, one who is well versed in the literatures of devotional service and has attained the stage of firm faith is called a first class person in Krishna consciousness. So who is a first class person? He has faith in the literature. That is why somebody asked today a question to me. Why should we study literature? This is the purpose. Why? So that our faith in Krishna consciousness will become strong. Srila Prabhupada has told minimum 16 rounds. He has not told maximum. Sometimes we say, oh, ho gaya. It's not ho gaya. It's starting now. It's not that it's over. It's not that just I finished. No, it is in process. One should do more and more. Minimum, not maximum. Because Krishna says, Tesham sapata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. How that firm conviction in the chanting process will happen when a person studies the literatures. And in the second class are those who are not very advanced in understanding the devotional scriptures, but who automatically have firm faith that Krishna Bhakti or service to Krishna is the best course. And so, in good faith, have taken it up. So, he is not more advanced in the scriptures. The third class is neither faith nor advanced in scriptures. First class has faith, is advanced in scriptures. Second class has no much understanding about the scriptures, but has faith in the process. Thus, the second class people are superior to the third class, who have neither perfect knowledge nor good faith. So in this, Srila Prabhupada writes, you can read this whole purport at home. Srila Prabhupada emphasizes on reading the scriptures. Prabhupada says, read the scriptures. Nowadays, the fashion is, I'm hearing to many classes. There is a spiritual entertainment. Very clear understanding. It's a spiritual entertainment. You hear many classes, entertainment, nothing goes. For some time, you feel, oh, very nice. After that, if you don't do Swadhyay means if we don't sit and study, we will never understand. The one who has spoken, he will read everything very good, wonderful. But one who is hearing also should read. Reading scriptures is very, very important. Young generations are not interested in reading the scriptures. They just hear, pass some time. But afterwards, we can see how the downfall starts. Reading scriptures, Srila Prabhupada emphasizes, here also he is emphasizing. One must spend time. Srila Prabhupada says, minimum 1 hour. If not that much, at least give half an hour. Prabhupada has given us so much time that he sat and wrote scriptures for us. And if we don't have time, then we are wasting our time. So Prabhupada says, those who have no faith even after hearing about Krishna and the excellence of devotional service, who think that it is simply eulogy, they find the path very difficult, even if they are supposedly engaged in devotional service. For them, there is a little hope of gaining perfection. Thus, faith is very important in the discharge of devotional service. The more faith, the more one can profit. That is the purchasing power of a devotee. How devotion can be purchased? By faith. Now Krishna speaks about how he is maintaining the whole universe. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagada vyakta murtina matsthani sarvabhutani nachaham teshu vastitah. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagada vyakta murtina matsthani sarvabhutani nachaham teshu vastitah. Vishwambhar Prabhu and Sudha Mataji, please read.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। मया तत्मिदं सर्वं जगत्यक्तमूर्तिना मतस्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेष्वस्थिता।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। मया तस्मिदं सर्वं जगद्व्यक्तमूर्तिना मतिस्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेषु अवस्थितः।
Maya tatam idam sarvam. Krishna says, I'm pervading all over the universe. But we can never understand Krishna by our material senses. Again, this purport you have to read at home only. I'm explaining the purpose. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi, Srila Prabhupada has put this verse. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi, na bhaved grayam indriyehi, sevan mukhe jivadu, swayam eva spurati adha. Krishna can never be known by our material senses. Atha, atha, therefore, or thereupon, Shri Krishna Nama Adi. Nama means name, form, Adi means etc. Form, qualities, his leelas, his family members, 5 aspects. When I say I love Krishna, I should love all these 5. Name, form, qualities, leela, his parivar, that means family. Cannot be understood. Na bhavet grayam indriyehi. By my material senses, I cannot understand. But sevan mukhe jivadu. One who is always inclined to serve, just wants to serve. Swayam eva smurti adaha, Krishna says, I give him this knowledge. So, maya tatam idam sarvam, Krishna says, I am present everywhere. Jagada vyakta murtina, avyakta murtina, by my unmanifested form, I am present everywhere. It is up to Krishna to whom he manifests himself. We cannot demand, oh, I am not seeing Krishna, please come in front and show me your form. No, I cannot demand that. He is pervading everywhere. At the same time, he is unmanifest. In his unmanifested form, he is pervading everywhere. Matsthani sarva bhutani. All the living beings are in Krishna. But Krishna says, Nachaham teshavastitaha. I am not present in them. So what is this meaning? All the living entities are in me. That means I am maintaining everyone. But I am not maintained by them. It's not that I am feeding Krishna, then only Krishna is eating. Krishna is Atmaram. By feeding Krishna, by serving Krishna, by wearing him very wonderful dresses, by decorating him, actually one is purifying oneself. It's not that I'm giving Krishna, I give chappan bhog to Krishna every day, then we show photographs. I showed so many things to Krishna today. No, I'm purifying myself. He is not hungry. He is Atmaram. He doesn't need anything. But by doing all those things, we are purifying ourselves. But what happens is we like to show the photographs also. And we want, now this WhatsApp has become a nuisance. Even offering is also shown. Actually, before offering, one should not take photograph. One should not show certain things. It is Guhya Jnana. But we like a show off. Then in that Pavitra also we remove that. So too much of show off in devotional service will not make us understand the purity in devotional service. There is purity in devotional service. But too much of show off, it's not good. Nowadays, chanting is also show off. You chant, you have to show to others, I am chanting. You don't have to do that. While I was drinking mother's milk, my mother did not open the breast and show to everyone. Simple. There are certain things which is taken in secret. Mother doesn't show to the world that I'm feeding the baby, I fed this many liters of milk. So it is a guhya. In the same way, when we are relishing the service with Krishna, Krishna is relishing our service, that need not be publicized. It should not be so much public. Okay, so Krishna says, I am not in them. That means I am not maintained by them. In fact, I maintain everyone. Now see, exactly opposite verse is given in the fifth. Now here Krishna says, Matsthani sarvabhutani. Fifth verse starts, Nacha Matsthani bhutani. Let's see what the verse starts. Nacha Matsthani bhutani. Pashyame yogamishwaram. Bhuta Bhuta Bhrinnacha Bhutastho Mamatma Bhuta Bhavanaha. Exactly opposite verse. Somebody say, what is this? Just now you told, just now. What you told? All living beings are in me. And now you are saying, Nacha Masthani Bhutani. Here, just a contradictory verse. And you are saying that they are not in me. Previous to that, you are saying that they are in me, and now you are saying they are not in me. How to understand this? Nacha Mastani Bhutani Pashyame Yogamishwaram. Pashyame Yogamishwaram. That means Pashyame. Pashyame means just see, this is my inconceivable nature. Previous to that verse, I am maintaining them. They are in me. Here, they are not in me, because somebody can say, how much load will you carry? Everybody are in you. That means you are carrying their load. You are carrying their load. Everybody are in you. That means you have become so heavy. You are carrying the load. And Krishna says, Pashyame yogamishwaram. Only a great yogi can understand that how I am maintaining everyone. They are not in me, but still I maintain. To maintain them, very clearly Krishna says, to maintain them, to protect them, I can just do by my extraordinary power. It is not necessary I should take them and carry them and then maintain them. But because of my extraordinary power, Satya Sankalpa Shakti, I just maintain them. Like Krishna just sees and eats. Angani yasya sakalendriya timanti. Krishna can eat by seeing also. Krishna can sit nicely and eat also. Krishna maintains by his extraordinary power. That is Satya Sankalpa Shakti. Bhuta Bhrinnaha is maintaining everyone. Bhuta Bhrinnaha. Na Bhutasto. Na Bhutasto. Krishna maintains everyone. Though he is maintaining everyone, he is present everywhere. But still, Krishna says, Nacha Bhutasto. I am not present. I am not a part of this cosmic manifestation. Krishna is maintaining. At the same time, Krishna is not a part of this material manifestation. Krishna has only created everything. Krishna is only maintaining everything. And Krishna says, Mamatma Bhuta Bhavanaha. I am the source of creation, Krishna says. I am the source of creation. I am not the part of creation. Just see. I am the source of creation. I am not the part of creation. I am the maintainer of everyone. At the same time, everyone are in me. At the same time, everyone are not in me. Who can see this? All contradictory verses. I am creating. I am not a part of creation. I am maintaining. At the same time, they are not in me. Who can see this? One who knows my yoga shakti, or one who can understand the power. Yogam Ishwaram. The power of my yoga. The power of my yoga potency. That is Satya Sankalpa Shakti. Only they can understand these qualities of Krishna. To understand these qualities of Krishna, just before that, in third verse, Krishna says, Ashraddhana will never understand. Only a person who has faith can understand. How Krishna creates, at the same time Krishna is not a part of it. How Krishna protects, at the same time Krishna is not taking the burden of everyone. So in this way, these verses have been spoken. So 2 verses, Gadi Prabhu, read 4th and 5th verse and read the translation of both.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। 4th verse, मया ततमिदं सर्व जगद व्यक्त मूर्तिना मत्स्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाह तेष्वस्थितः। Shall I read the
read the translation and go to the 5th verse.
Translation. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is...
Purport at home. I'm intentionally making you read the purport at home because I'm explaining the purport in a simple language. And if you read the purport at home, it will become, you'll understand it more nicely. Okay, read 5th one.
Okay. न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमेश्वरम भूतभृन्न भूतस्थो ममात्मा भूतभावनः. At everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself is the very source of creation.
Okay. Bhuta bhrinna, bhuta bhrin, nacha bhutasto. Actually, nacha bhutasto is there. But we can say bhuta bhrinna. But that na has double na.
Okay.
So bhuta bhrinna means maintainer. Nacha bhutasto, I am not there. No, nacha bhutasto. These verses are very important. That is why I'm giving more time for the explanation. So how Krishna, how everyone is present in Krishna? Because Krishna is maintaining them. How everybody is not there in Krishna? Krishna is not carrying the load. Krishna maintains by his power. Understand it nicely. How everybody is there in Krishna? Because Krishna is maintaining. Why everybody is not there in Krishna? Because Krishna is not carrying the load. He is maintaining by his yoga shakti, Satya Sankalpa Shakti. 6th one. Yatha ka light. Yatha kashito nityam kasha. Yatha kashasito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan. Yatha sarvani bhutani mastha nityupadharaya. Yatha kashasito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan. Tatha sarvani bhutani mastha nityupadharaya. So now Krishna is given an example. How to understand this? Then Krishna says, understand that how this mighty wind, Vayu, Yatha, just as this wind blows everywhere. But where is it resting? It is resting in the sky. Somebody is holding the wind? No. But still the wind is blowing. Who is carrying this wind? This everything is carried by Krishna. Rests all in the sky. All created beings rest in me. Like if the cloud is there, the wind is there. You see the clouds move. Who is taking? Who is taking them? That is a power. It is resting on the sky, but is blowing everywhere. In the same way, all created beings are resting in Lord. At the same time, maintained by Lord. Now, resting in me, then naturally one can question, how then they are coming in this birth and death cycle? They are coming by their own karmas, by their own impressions. They are resting in Lord. At the same time, they are moving. How they are moving? Because of their own impressions. Sarinya is going to come in the next line. Okay, Parthabandhu Prabhu, please read the verse. Parthabandhu is there? It's not there. Mayapur Mataji, please read.
हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायु सर्वत्र भो महान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानि युपधारय.
Okay, read the purport also.
Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me. Purport. For the ordinary person, it is almost inconceivable how the huge material creation is resting in him. But the Lord is giving an example which may help us to understand. The sky may be the biggest manifestation we can conceive. And in that sky, the wind or air is the biggest manifestation in the cosmic world. The movement of the air influences the movement of everything. But although the wind is great, it is still situated within the sky. The wind is not beyond the sky. Similarly, all the wonderful cosmic manifestations are existing by the supreme will of God, and all of them are subordinate to that supreme will. As we generally say, not a blade of grass moves without the will of the supreme personality of Godhead. Thus, everything is moving under his will. By his will, everything is being created, everything is being maintained, and everything is being annihilated. Still, he is aloof from
Look from
everything.
everything.
Aloof from everything, as the sky is always aloof from activities of the wind. In the
So
Upanishad,
how to understand this? Srila Prabhupada has given a nice explanation for the explanation given by Krishna. Krishna says, compare it with the wind which is resting in the sky, moving at the same time, not crossing beyond the sky. The same way here also, everything is resting on Krishna. At the same time, Krishna is aloof. The sky is also aloof from the wind. The rest read at home. 7th verse. No, wait. I'll try it 7th verse.
Okay.
Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam kalpakshye punastani kalpadau visrujamyaham. Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam. So what happens at the end of millennium? If you see 5th and 6th verse was maintenance. 4th and 5th was maintaining everyone. And the 6th verse speaks that I am not affected. Speaking, giving an example, how everything is maintained. Now Krishna is speaking about how everything is destroyed and created again. Creation and destruction has been spoken in the 7th verse. That means God, G-O-D, generator, operator, destroyer. So generation, operation means maintenance. Maintenance has been spoken in 4th and 5th. 6th is an example. 7th is creation and destruction, generation and destruction. Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam. They enter. Where they enter? They enter Krishna's nature. It is said here. By the end of the millennium, all the material manifestations enter into my nature, Sarvabhutani, into my nature. At the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. So Krishna transforms everything, Prakriti. He transforms the Prakriti by his own will. And again and again, all the living entities are created and again they are destroyed. When you say here living entities, here refers to the whole cosmic manifestation. Living entities can never be destroyed. First understand it very nicely. Living entities are also eternal only. The bodies, what the living entities have taken, that is destroyed. The whole cosmic manifestation again is annihilated, again is created. Then how they come? They come by their own impressions, previous life impressions. What type of body they get? Because of the previous life impressions. So here Krishna very clearly says, all things they enter into me in the form of Prakriti. And then again they are manifest. Everything is done by Krishna's will. That means by Krishna's will only destruction happens. By Krishna's will only creation also happens. Okay. Who will read? Vaishnav Gaur Prabhu read the verse and Kamakshi Mataji read the purport. The last verse for today.
सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकाम् कल्पक्षे पुनस्तानि कल्पादो विसर्जाम्यहम्
Read the translation purport, Kamakshi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. O son of Kundi, at the end of millennium, all material manifestation enter into the my nature, and at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. Purport. The creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this material cosmic manifestation are completely dependent on the supreme will of the personality of Godhead. At the end of the millennium means at the death of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years and his one day is calculated at 4.
Leave it, you say. What do you say? 43,000 lakh years.
43,000 lakh.
4 million 300 million.
Very good. How better is 43 and how many zeros are there?
43,000 lakhs of 43,000 lakhs of our earthly years. His night is of the same duration.
What is one day of Brahma? 1,000 cycles.
1,000 cycles.
So what is one cycle? 43 lakh 20,000 years multiplied by 1,000. That is the calculation.
His night is of the same duration. His month consists of 30 such days and nights, and his year of 12 months. After 100 such years, when Brahma dies, the devastation of our annihilation takes place. This means that the energy manifested by the Supreme Lord is again wound up in himself. Then again, when there is a need to manifest the cosmic world, it is done by his will. Bahushyam, although I am one, I shall become many. This is the Vedic Aborisham. Chandogya Upanishad 6.2.3. He expands himself in this material energy and the whole cosmic manifestation again takes place. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So Krishna says, by my will, the whole creation happens. But again, it is not Krishna who decides what type of body one gets. It is done by one's previous life impressions. That has been given very clearly. Krishna says, I create, I annihilate, I create. But this body, what we are getting is according to one's own life impressions. Okay, you want to tell one shloka? Any questions?
Any questions?
One question I have, Mataji.
Yeah.
This shloka number 2. In purport, it is said, soul be inactive after being liberated from body. It is always active. Soul is always active. But during Brahma's night, does the soul not become unmanifested? Then how it can be active in unmanifested state?
Any questions?
So when you are sleeping, are you not active? While sleeping also, one is active, isn't it? One is dreaming. So dreaming is also an action. It is not a split of second, a soul is inactive. Soul is always active. Even by sleeping also slowly, soul is active. Our Naina Manjari is also active.
Okay, thank you.
So while sleeping also one is active. Want to tell one shloka? Tell.
Sakadeva Prabhan Apayam Sarvabhutibhyo Tadamai Tadvatam Mama.
Ramayana shloka this is. This is the shloka from Ramayana. Krishna says, even if you have come, if you have not given up everything, Sakrudeva Prapanna Stavas Vitita Yachate, Abhayam Sarvada Tasmai, Dadami Etat Vratam Mama. I have taken a vrata, I have taken a vow. Even if you do a small thing to me, that is the importance of bhakti. Even if you do a small thing to me, I will always remember. Hare Krishna. Say Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo
and Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. So anybody else has any doubt? No. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, one small doubt.
Okay.
Mataji, in earlier explanation, you said bhakti can be distributed. Can you just little explain on this? How can bhakti be distributed?
Bhakti should be distributed. That means if you have got devotional service, then that has to be given to others. One should engage everybody in devotional service. If one has got it, he should extend it to others. He should not restrict it to oneself. If somebody has got the prasadam of Krishna, then he has to give it to others also. So bhakti is
okay. Yeah, that is okay. That is the distribution which I understand. But you said just now is the knowledge that whatever we have gained by reading and listening to the acharyas, that is further told to other people. But bhakti, I'm talking about the bhakti.
Bhakti is devotional service, na? Bhakti is love. That love has to be told to others also. Somebody will accept it, somebody will not accept it. Who has Shraddha, he will accept it. But in the 10 Nama Pradas it comes, never give this to faithless people. But who has faith, you can give it to them now. The more we give, the more we give. But if you try to give it to a Shraddhalu Vyakti, they will not take it also. In spite of you giving 100 times.
Yes.
Okay. Stop here.